Alright guys, so I have these batteries here. These are out of a Volvo. These are 16S modules, and they're about 2 kilowatt hours a piece, and they're testing very well apparently. I haven't tested the capacity on this batch yet, but I tested it on the last one and they did very well. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a BMS to this, and then well, probably not going to get to it today, but I'm eventually going to put it into my other battery pack here. So I'm going to pull this apart. Alright, so on top of this right here, this is the BMU. And it's got a couple of temperature sensors hooked up here. Pull those off. Save the screws. So this is the BMU. Let me grab a screwdriver here. I'll just pop this out so you can see it. There we go. So this plug right here plugs into, these are the BMS leads basically that plug into here. Now when I first got this, when I first got my first batch of Volvo packs here, I tried to do something with this plug. I tried to get the solder connections off here and make it usable. I tried to pull this out. This actually, it actually comes right out. And I'm breaking it, but that's okay because I'm not using it anyway. These little leads in here, I was thinking maybe I could use them somehow, but ended up not being possible really. I kept on breaking them, and you know, it just, you want a good connection with the BMS leads, so I didn't want to use this. It's kind of a shame. It would have been a cool way to do it, you know, just to be able to plug that right in there, but it didn't work. So anyway, I'm gonna just solder BMS leads on here. So this comes off, little cover, and then we have the tops of the cells. And so I'm just gonna test these. The last couple I've tested have been perfect. Let's see what these ones are. 3.53 per cell, and that's what I've seen with these packs, is they are perfectly balanced. The last pack I had, one of the modules, one of the cells in here was like 0.02 off the rest of them, and that was the most out of balance I've ever had them, and these ones have been perfect so far. Alrighty, so I got this flux pen here. This was just off of Amazon. I can't read most of it. It says no clean flux pen. And I didn't use flux on the last one, and I regretted it because it was kind of a pain. So I'm going to use it here. So basically, I'm just putting a little bit of flux right on these little tabs here. There it is. And then I'm going to just add a little bit of solder on. I'm just going to add a little dab of solder onto each one. One thing to be very careful of when you're doing this is don't hold the solder across the tabs. I did it once and it melted, and that was about it, but it scared me a little bit. All right, let me just zoom in on this here so you can see what's going on. So you can see I've just put a little dab of solder on each one of the tabs right there. So this is where the BMU hooked up to. This is, you know, the BMS leads here. They all come to here. But this little material, this stuff around here, I'll poke it with a screwdriver just so you can see, but it's kind of soft. And so the first time around, what I was doing is I was heating these tabs up too much, and the it's some sort of potting, or I don't know what it is, some sort of rubber. But it was actually melting and kind of like going over the tab, and then I was having issues getting it to stick. So, little flux pen or some sort of, you know, flux with a Q-tip or something is really good for these. So I'm gonna flip this around and do the other side, and then we'll get the BMS leads soldered on. So the reason I flipped it around is the one time I tried to solder this side with holding the solder over those cells, and it actually caught one to the other, and I heard a little crackling, and a piece of solder just came off in my hand. Nothing got hurt, but just a reminder that you're working with a live battery and to treat it as such. Whoop, Jesus. So, there I did it. I don't even know where that, oh, yep. So, that hit right there and right over there. It just melted this piece of solder in my hand. So, be careful, guys. Be careful. Alright, so I'm just gonna test. I'm gonna test that cell. I shouldn't have lost anything really, but let's test it versus the rest of them. 3.53, 3.53. So we're good. But let that be a lesson to everyone. See that cell right there? I shorted from here right over there with a piece of solder. You know, so I was paying attention, I was being careful, but it happens. So like with any BMS, this is my main negative, that's my main positive. So the black wire is going to go to this terminal right there, and then my positive number 1 is going to go here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the main positive is going to go over to 16. So with these, I'm going to make sure I route the wires the way I want them to go. With my last Volvo pack, some of you guys saw it, the wiring was really messy, and I left the orange covers off the top, and I really didn't like the way I'd done it. But I'm gonna go back and redo it because yeah, it was really messy. So this one I'm trying to make a lot cleaner. Alrighty, so I got all the BMS leads soldered on. What I'm gonna try to do now is I'm gonna route them over here. I'm gonna kind of get them all tucked nicely right in this little corner here, and then get it so I can fit the orange cap back on. So I'll make sure I got some of this Tessa tape. It's just a wire loom tape. I'm gonna put a little bit of this over right here, just to prevent the wires from touching the edges of these tabs. These are, you know, it's just sharp metal right there. And so I don't want them rubbing on that at all. Bring that through. So that's the main positive. I'll just put that bolt on just for right now, just to hold it in place while I get everything bundled together. It's also a good idea to just give your wires a little tug, just to make sure that you've got them soldered on properly. I really do recommend the flux pen. It really helps ensure that you get a good connection on there. I did my previous ones without that, and it really, I had a hard time getting them to stick. So we're just gonna A little bit of hot glue on these guys. So I'm just gonna notch out a little bit of this cover here. Then I just take 2 washers. So the circuit board that went on top of there originally, I'm gonna leave that off. I just need to add a couple of washers right to here. These are the ones I had. They just barely fit, but they do fit. Boom. Okay. So then what I'll do is I'm just going to wrap this with this loom tape. This is Tessa tape that you can get it on Amazon. It's great for wrapping these harnesses with. All right, and so the way the BMS is going to sit, it's going to sit right here. Then I'll have my B negative over here, and it will come around and hook right onto that terminal there. So I'm gonna tape these together about like that. This is just an attempt to kind of keep the wires nice and organized. This will just go like that, plug right into there. That right on there. Should be good enough. A little bit of glue to kind of hold this cap down. And there we are. All right, well, there it is, guys. So this is going to go into service along with my other pack. I may redo my other pack to make it look as nice as this. Put the orange cover on, just so I don't have any exposed terminals. It's a real nice cover to be able to protect everything. So yeah, this guy just hooks up right there. That's my main negative, main positive, and that's that. So this is a 40 amp discharge BMS 16S. It's got a 20 amp charge current. The other ones I used, I think, had a 40 amp charge current and 40 amp discharge. I'm not sure why the difference is there. But even with my pack right now, I'm still, I'm getting a maximum of like 12 or 13 amps charge. So once I add this on there, it'll drop that amperage even further. So really not worried about it, but definitely good to make sure your BMS is oversized for what you need. So yeah, thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one.